Seb Brantigan, the Britpreneur, and this video is for you if you're looking for an event management CRM. So maybe you've got a CRM at the moment, you might be possibly running events or webinars or workshops at the moment, or maybe you're looking to do that. And so what I aim to do in this video is just explain to you a CRM that I personally use called Infusionsoft for my clients that allows you to set up reminders and emails and texts and whole campaigns for events, workshops and webinars. So I'm going to talk you through why I recommend Infusionsoft and just show you inside a couple of campaigns just so you can get an idea about the software and how it works and why I recommend it. So what we're looking at the moment is one of the features inside of Infusionsoft where you can see a whole bunch of what we call widgets that have all of these different statistics. So what that basically is these numbers make up a series of where people have been tagged. So for this campaign, for example, we can see 27 people have been booked onto this particular event. We can see how many people are guests confirmed and all that sort of thing. This thing's very easy to set up, but Infusionsoft allows you to set up a widget and you're able to add in statistics so you know how many people have registered, how many people have confirmed to come to the event. So if you have a telemarketing team or if you have a way of confirming people to your events, then you're able to create and set up this widget so you can keep track of everything in a real-time basis. So that's been one of the great features for Infusionsoft for my clients and I. So what I want to do very quickly is actually jump into a campaign just to show you how things actually work. So if we ignore all the grayed out things here, these are all basically previous campaigns have been deactivated. So don't worry about those too much. So what we basically have here, the reason why I like Infusionsoft is if you've ever drawn out a campaign before on a piece of paper or a whiteboard or something like that, it actually looks very, very similar to drawing it out. And that's why I like Infusionsoft, because you're able to actually see how a campaign actually works. So I'm going to talk you through this campaign very briefly. So if we ignore this little bit here, and I'll come back to that shortly. So this little area here where we've got the two kind of boxes and then the rectangular boxes here, these are basically lead sources. So it's very important to have different lead sources for your funnels. We use ClickFunnels and then link that with Infusionsoft, but we have different lead sources so we know where our leads are coming from, and then we know based on people who register for a webinar and then buy stuff, then we know where our buyers are coming from. And we can also track where our leads are coming from. So we know what the best lead source is and also if it provides us buyers or not. So we know where to focus our efforts. So that's what these four boxes do here. Now these little tags are basically if someone registers manually, let's say someone rings up the team and wants to attend a webinar, one of the team decides they can they should go onto this webinar. Again, we can manually add people. So I've added this option here, and that's an option as well. So anyway, these are just kind of some of the intricate features. But if we jump into this box here, this is where all the emails are for this webinar. Okay. So as you can see, it's very, very simple. And, you can make campaigns that are more complicated, obviously, and more complex. But I prefer to keep things as simple and manageable as possible. So we've got a tag here that basically lets us know they've registered. There's a follow-up email. You can set reminders as well, or calendar reminders, so that emails go out on a particular date. So those are quite easy to do. You can also select delay timers as well. So let's say someone registers, you can have it set up so an email gets sent 24 hours after they've registered and all that good stuff as well. So there's a ton of things you can do here. You can make your campaigns quite evergreen by doing that. With our particular webinars we do, because there's not many timers, we just add in the dates manually. But you can make Infusionsoft a lot more automated if you so wish. You've definitely got that option. So I'm not going to go into a full tutorial here. I just want to show you the actual ins and outs so you can see how easy it is to actually view the whole campaign and set everything up. And all you do just literally, if you want to add an email, you just drag and drop stuff from here and you're able to add it in. And if you click on the email, then you can have a bunch of options where you can find different email templates and all that good stuff. So you're able to send some great emails from Infusionsoft. They've given you some templates and stuff already, but generally speaking, with most emails, we keep them very plain and predominantly text-based with a couple of images and a couple of links. We keep things very, very simple inside of Infusionsoft. As you can see, most of our templates are predominantly text-based. Too many images and links tend to get your emails sent to the spam folder. So we try and avoid that where possible. I'm just going to delete that because we don't really need that. So as I said, it's very easy to sketch out and lay out a campaign and build something very quickly. So that's just one example. And then what we have here is when someone clicks a link inside the campaign here to attend a webinar, they get applied a tag that lets us know we've received them as an attendee. And then we tag them with a different set of emails, which we're soon going to set up. So what you can basically do is you can get very creative with the insides of the email. So for example, if someone clicks in a link inside the email, you can have it so it applies a certain tag or triggers a certain action, and it can send off a whole bunch of other emails. For example, if someone clicks an email and they go to some sort of sales page and they don't actually buy, again, you can send them a whole different bunch of emails. And it's very, very easy to do inside of Infusionsoft. So that's just one example of one campaign. I'm going to very quickly show you an example of a campaign that's a little bit more complex, but is to do with a physical event rather than a webinar, just so you can kind of see the ins and outs. Again, we want to keep these very, very simple. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot more going on here. So on the left here, these are all our lead sources. As you can see, some of those are inactive and we haven't used them. On the right, we have when people buy certain products and all that good stuff. And again, we haven't activated those quite yet. So we'll get around to doing that. In fact, I think these might be in a different campaign already. So anything that's grayed out is inactive or we don't need it. But as you can see, it looks a little bit cluttered, but just haven't got around to removing these gray bits, but that's obviously very easy to do. So anyway, so if we jump into the emails and the text side of things. Now, for text messages, we use text local. They're very low cost, very easy to use, and that links with Infusionsoft. You've got a great API system where you can integrate other services, so that's really useful to do. So if we jump into the email editor, and I'm going to quickly show you what you can do with the editor. And as you can see here, we've got a bunch of different options here. We can add text, images, spaces, dividers, signatures, and all that good stuff. But again, you want to keep your emails relatively text-based. Okay, relatively text-based with a couple of images, of course. So that's it for the email editor. But you're able to very quickly and easily reuse older emails and all that good stuff. And as you can see here, we've got some timers here as well. So for every event that we do, the date does obviously change, but for a lot of emails that we send, we don't put any dates or anything in them. Apart from this little section here, you can see there's specific dates. Those are all date-related emails that have specific dates and stuff in that. That's all time-sensitive stuff. But the things above it, where you can see email 2, 3, 4, all of these two lines here, those are all emails where there's none of that time-sensitive stuff in it. So we've made part of this campaign evergreen by adding in delay timers. So we can see a wait 24 hours, 24 hours, 3 days, 3 days. And so that means for every event that we do, we don't have to do as much work. So there's a huge amount of automation you can do inside of Infusionsoft to make it so if you're doing lots of events, lots of webinars, you don't have to do as much of the same work every single time. So, and again, it's very clearly laid out. It's not too cluttered. There's some CRMs that I've used before. It's very hard to see what's actually going on and give you a bird's eye view. But I really like Infusionsoft for that because you're able to duplicate campaigns, move things around, and the view is just so much clearer. So that's basically it for showing you the insides of Infusionsoft. I don't want to overcomplicate things too much. I just want to give you a very quick overview about the events and webinar side of things. So if you do want to give Infusionsoft a try, they do always seem to have some offers on. So there are some links below in the description. So if you want to try out Infusionsoft, I'd be appreciative if you could use my link. If I've been some help to you, that would be great if you could. And I'm going to put some links below to other services that we use that connects to Infusionsoft to make things a whole lot better. One service is called Plus This, which I'll talk about in another video, that assists with in-person check-ins for your events. And that's a great tool to have that automatically tags people, brings them to Infusionsoft and connects things and saves a bunch of time. So there's loads of different tools that connect with Infusionsoft, but I'll put it on the description for you. But if you've got any questions about using Infusionsoft as an event management CRM, then please do drop them in the comments. Give me a like, comment, and a subscribe if you got some value, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for watching.